millions of sparks arise, fall back in the fire to come together again. As out of a single stream, countless waves arise, then return to the water, so from God's form emerges all creation to return to the One again. You know, my assignment was to parse some ideas of being and becoming an American, and that's what I've tried to do. Your neighbor here in Cleveland, Paramjit Singh, will tell you that we have carved in the last century an important niche in America, and he'll punctuate Sikh history in America with some notable milestones, personalities, and how they have contributed to the richness of this society. And then an insider from the Beltway, and we all, heaven knows we all need insiders from the Beltway, right? Jasjit Singh, my good friend, the Associate Director of the Sikh American Legal Defense and Education Fund, will explore some recent history here, particularly post 9/11, which has impacted us all. And I thank you so very much for your patience and for your listening.
Well, as I had said earlier, I came to Cleveland in 1962, and like most of us in that era, when jobs were not readily available to us, people did not know people wearing turbans, and so I came here on a 2-year training program for a joint venture between a company here called McDowell Wellman Engineering Company and a company back in India called APJ, Amichand Pyarlal. However, that deal fizzled out in the meantime, although after I finished my engineering from IIT Kharagpur, the Indian Institute of Technology, they would not recognize my degree. And I said, I'm already enrolled into an MBA program. I'm not going to go do engineering again. I'm going to do my MBA, which I did. But then to overcome that hurdle, I went and appeared for the professional engineer's exam and got through. So now I could say I'm a qualified engineer. Also, during that time, talking about ignorance, while I was interviewing and came across a gentleman that said, "Gee, you're very qualified. But you know what? We will lose productivity with your turban because everyone will be looking at you." So it just so happened that he had a good-looking secretary sitting outside. And I said, yes, for 3-4 days they may look at me, but I'm going to do my best to be a part and get the job done. But you know, sir, you've got a good-looking secretary, and people will look at her till the end of the earth. I didn't get the job, but I was happy. We, as Sikhs, have 3 pillars in our belief. Kirt karni means work hard. Naam japna means always remember that there is a creator who is within you. And the only way you can get in touch with that creator is to meditate and think of him. And the third thing is Vand Chakna, means whatever you earn, share it with those less fortunate, empower them to rise to your level. So, since we have been here, all coming from the same belief, have been able to add value to Cleveland, to Ohio, to Washington, to New York, and all over. We have amongst us Jasjit Sondhi, who came up with an idea, started a company called Polycarb. It was from Akron that he learned polymer science, and he applied it. I'm sure if he had to put his name everywhere his products have been used, you'll see a lot of Sondhis. Similarly, I see Dr. Sani is not here, but he is a neurosurgeon right here in Cleveland, went through his training at the clinic and is doing very well. And I'm sure that you have definitely met a Sikh veterinarian. They do take care of your dogs. We've got a few of them here. And at the same time, let us not forget that even in the early 20th century, as Indrajit pointed out, that there was a Sikh gentleman that fought in World War I, and still had difficulty getting his citizenship denied, but then it finally took place and he became a citizen. The same thing was experienced by another gentleman by the name of Dalip Singh Sond. He came here to do agriculture because most of the Sikhs come from Punjab, and agriculture is a big thing there. So he came wanting to do his agriculture and then go back home. But one thing led to another, and so on and so forth. He did his PhD in mathematics. Then he became a judge in California, and he was a congressman from 1956 to 62. So there was a Sikh congressman, probably the first in this country. You will also see many of the Sikhs that have gone into environment technology. You will also see Sikhs that are running Subway to provide you food, which is our passion. And also Mr. Hero and a lot of franchises. There's a gentleman who is not here, but he's a Sikh gentleman in Collinwood area with a turban and a beard that serves the population there. So I hope it gives you the flavor that turban is no hindrance as long as we believe in serving the community and adding value. I'm going to be the moderator, answering questions and trying to get these people to answer questions, and we encourage you to clarify this whole issue. One thing that I would say that again happened, we started a program called Project Seva, which was my wife, who's born and raised here, and we'll be married 40 years. She read about Sikhism and Hinduism and so on because we were thinking of going back to India and settling there and so on. And she says, you know, you people talk a lot about seva, serving humanity. What the hell are you doing?